Breakfast Television. I'm in the kitchen now with a new friend to our show. This is Chris. Hi.
Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I am great, thanks. Chris is the co-owner of Hulbert's restaurant, which is 115th Street and 76th Avenue.
Yeah, that's right.
We know it, we love it. How long have you guys been there?
About 19 months now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. It's a fantastic neighborhood. We have a great clientele in the neighborhood, but people are learning about us all over the city and coming out, checking out our live music, checking out our events, and checking out our food, of course.
Well, that's the thing. You've got great food, but you've got a whole bunch else going on as well. You've got open mics, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's right. We've had a live music jazz program since we started. So Friday, Saturday nights, we've always had jazz. Now on Thursdays, we have singer-songwriter, folk roots and blues, and we have a fantastic open mic on Sunday nights. Those are the 4 nights that we're open. We have live music each of those nights.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
I think that's great. And of course, you're becoming very well known for your food, so we're going to get you to cook up something for us today.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're doing chicken breast, roasted chicken breast with a white wine cream sauce with roasted pumpkin seeds. So what I'm going to do is just start the pumpkin seeds roasting here.
Perfect. And we all have pumpkin seeds left over from yesterday. So
that's right. Yeah. Now these are, I bought these at Planet Organic. These are hulled organic pumpkin seed.
Oh, okay.
They take the white shell off. I don't know exactly how they managed to do that.
Wow.
I don't think that they pull them off.
A whole bunch of people with really little hands. Maybe.
Could be. I don't have the patience for that, so I just buy it from them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to roast these up a little bit until they start to pop. And high heat, medium high heat, but you don't want them to burn. So you got to take care of that. While that's going, we're going to get the chicken into the oven.
Okay.
And basically, I've just got a couple of chicken breasts here. And I'm going to oil them with a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
That's so we get a little bit of a brown happening in the oven.
You guys will use a lot of really fresh ingredients, don't you?
Fresh local ingredients wherever possible. We don't have a grill and we don't have a fryer. So everything that we do is roasted, healthy. We try to have really fresh alternatives and of course sensitive to if people have dietary needs, gluten-free and that sort of thing.
Now when you said pop, those pumpkin seeds are coming right out of the pan, aren't they?
Yeah, they're jumping up. It's kind of fun. It's a good thing if you get some, if you want to do that with the kids, actually, they kind of get a kick out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But be careful because, of course, you do have a hot pot here. So, so my chicken breasts are seasoned and oiled. I'm just going to pop those in the oven.
Here, I'll get it for you.
375 oven, preheated. It's going to be about 20-25 minutes.
Perfect.
Want to make sure that the juices run clear.
Okay.
You know, food safety is very important.
So we'll have those come out at the end of our show. And what are you doing with them again?
They're being roasted just with a little bit of seasoning on there, and I'm going to put the white wine cream sauce over top of it. And I'm going to join them up with some roasted root vegetables. So I've got beets and carrots here.
Wonderful.
I've got turnips. And now you might say these look kind of radioactive, but what I've done is I've blanched them. I've blanched them in a little bit of water with turmeric.
Oh.
This will make the kids eat the vegetables.
Okay.
And the adults too.
And the root vegetables, of course, it's the perfect time of year for this, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There's so much fresh available in the markets from the local producers. And again, just a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to give these a little bit of a toss here.
Okay. Oh, one on the floor for good luck.
That's all right. We'll just leave it there. And a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to throw those in the oven.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll get that. I can do that for you. Sure. You're a new chef because you let me help. Over time, you'll learn that I can't be trusted because I screw things up in here. But so far, that's all going well.
Yep.
How long did you leave those seeds on?
Well, they're just about done. You see, I'm actually starting to get a little bit overdone there.
Okay.
And I'm just going to turn these out into the glass here so they can cool.
Okay, and I'll bring these out so Jason can have a look. And why don't we let these cool down a little bit? In the meantime, we'll go back out to Bridget, and she's telling us all about
some good things cooking with Wendy.
We sure do, Michelle. And joining me is Chris from Hulbert's restaurant, and we've got some onions in the pan.
That's right. I'm just sauteing a little bit of onion with a little salt and pepper and some olive oil.
Okay.
And basically, I'm going to put the white wine in here just as soon as they get a little bit more color.
Okay.
I'm going to reduce that down, and that's going to give us that delicious onion flavor and the white wine flavor for our cream sauce.
Okay, and our chicken's roasting in the oven, of course, as as we speak.
And the other thing that I started was a little bit of wild rice.
Okay.
And it's brown rice with a little bit of wild rice, and that's a perfect side. Or you can do garlic mashed potatoes. It's a very rustic meal.
Okay.
You know, a lot of seasonal flavors. And
wonderful.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the cream base of the sauce.
That's a lot of butter.
That is a lot of butter.
You just say, you know what, you have it, you enjoy it, and then get out and get active, and you don't have any guilt at all.
That's right. Everything's better with butter. Let me just cut this up so it melts a little bit faster in here.
We decided in the break everything's better with bacon, too, didn't we?
That's right. Well, that's, as I said, that's my Ukrainian roots. Everything Baba made had a little bit of bacon fat in there, but it's all about flavor.
I'm not Ukrainian, but I support you wholeheartedly in that.
So what we're going to do little bit of technique here. We're going to make a roux out of this, and that's basically butter and flour, and then we add cream into that, and this is a thickening agent.
And to be honest, Chris, roux scares me. I got very burnt one time because it sort of pops up, doesn't it? It bubbles, and then it can sort of adhere to your skin. So as great as it is for recipes, you have to be careful.
If you're, always when you're cooking, especially with fats, you got to be careful because they will stick to your skin if they get on there. But you know what? I like to do my roux really gently.
Okay.
So I basically have a medium heat here.
Okay.
And I've got half a cup of butter and half a cup of flour, and I'm just going to dump that right in there. Start moving that around.
And if the heat's down a little bit there, then it's a little safer, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? You're not in a rush. Well, we are because the segments are short. But you know what? Take your time with this. There's nothing that's really all that time sensitive.
Right.
The idea is that you want this to be a nice, smooth and velvety cream sauce.
Okay.
So while what I did is I snuck in the wine into the onions there.
Perfect.
I'm just going to let that cook and reduce down.
And that's just a great smell, isn't it, Chris?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Can't wait for this to be done.
And you guys do your stuff from scratch. I mean, you're not buying sauces from anywhere or anything like that.
No, all of our sauces are made from scratch, and we do them up, fresh batches, and because the quality, you just can't beat the quality of making it fresh.
And because you're using local ingredients and that sort of thing as well, there's a real purity I've noticed to your ingredients. I mean, there's not a lot complicating them. It's just letting the flavors come through.
Yeah, that's right, and just keeping it really simple. I mean, the food will speak for itself. And if you use quality ingredients and you put it together in the right way, that's just something that can't be beat. So what I've done here is I've just added a little bit of milk, actually, to this. I mean, you could use heavy cream if you want, but boy, we've got enough butter in there as it is, right? And I'm just going to let this sort of cook up and switch to a fork here. So I got a couple little lumps in there from my roux.
Now here's what I never know. Do you add your onions and wine to the cream, or or vice versa?
Well, what I'm going to do actually, the onions are going to have so much flavor, the sweetness from the wine and the olive oil. I'm going to separate the liquid, and I'm going to put the liquid into the sauce.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the onions as a bit of garnish when I finish the dish.
Okay.
So we're just going to let that come almost to a boil. You don't want to let it come to a boil because it can separate and kind of get kind of lumpy, like the Thanksgiving gravy, the steak.
Oh, my gravy always ends up lumpy.
So we're basically just going to let that go like that.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this wine liquid here. Now I'll try to avoid to get the onions. I don't have a strainer.
And a couple might end up in there, but that's fine.
Sure, it's all part of the rustic nature of this dish.
Right.
There we go.
Now, how long would you let that sort of reduce for to come together?
It's really about consistency. It's when you get it to the right thickness. It will happen. There's quite a bit of flour and butter in there, so it will thicken up quite aggressively.
Okay.
Usually a couple of minutes, and you just want to sort of let that simmer.
Well, how about this, Chris? We work on it while we go back out to another one of Bridget's pack, and in the last segment, we'll bring it all together.
Sounds great.
Okay. With Chris now, one of the owners of Hulbert's restaurant, 19 months old at this point,
right.
And 115th and 76th Ave.
That's right. Yeah, tucked away behind the LRT construction there.
Perfect. But you know what? When that's all done, it's going to be a great way. And you guys offer beer and wine, so a great way for people not to drink and drive as well.
Fully licensed. Yeah. We have a nice martini menu as well. Nice wine selection, and cream sauce.
Perfect, yes, with roasted pumpkin seeds.
Roasted pumpkin seeds, and look at how creamy and delicious that looks there.
Great.
So we're just about ready to plate this up here.
Okay.
I'm just going to let those go in there. Now that gives a really nice roasty, nutty flavor.
Yeah.
And of course we've got the caramelized onions and the white wine in there.
Wow. And we did this in real time, so I mean you didn't pre-prep this or anything?
Oh no, the vegetables and the chicken, 20-25 minutes in the oven. The rice, 25 minutes. So start everything like that at the beginning, and this is a half-hour meal, really, if you want to prepare it at home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my chicken breast, which I've got out of the oven there, and I've got my roasted root vegetables I pulled out.
And they are hot, but they smell delicious, don't they?
Look at how lovely these turnips are here.
I'm a vegetable fan. You're lucky you have me and not Rob Hislop for this segment, because you're preaching to the choir in this one. They almost get, and people who don't like vegetables won't understand, but they get like a candy coating on them, don't they? It's so sweet.
The sugar's caramelized, especially the beets. These beets, I love the taste of beets in the fall. And again, these are just a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper on there. Couldn't be simpler.
Right.
We'll make a little assortment.
Look how pretty that is.
And I've got my wild rice here.
So we've got our vegetables that lets us justify the cream sauce afterwards, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, you know what? There's a lot of sauce. I produce a lot of sauce there. You don't really have to use that much on each serving.
No.
And you can pull back on the butter. There's other ways that you can, I mean, just a little bit more flour to thicken it up, whatever you like.
Well, the truth is, life is short, and you have to enjoy the full flavor of things. Look at the Europeans. They do it. They just don't eat, you know, you don't eat this every night, but
That's
you
right.
certainly treat yourself, and when you do, enjoy it.
Smaller quantities, but you know what? It's avoiding the processed foods and sticking to the fresh,
Right.
quality
No
ingredients.
trans fats here.
Well, there's a little bit in the butter.
Well, I
Only
guess
cream.
so.
Yeah, but none added. None of the artificial. So here we go. I'm just going to finish that with a little bit of sauce on the chicken there. And there we go.
Lovely. Perfect fall item. And of course, to remind everybody, you not only serve great food, but you've got entertainment as well, open mics, jazz.
That's right. I invite people to check out our website. It's hulbert.ca. There's a list of all the events that we have going on. We have bios of the artists. We have a gallery wall. We have information about the artists who puts their visual art on there. And information about what's upcoming. And there's an email newsletter as well that people can sign up for. Send it out every week.
436-1161. Do you require reservations?
We recommend it, especially for the music events and our champagne brunch on Sundays. Very popular. It's a jazz brunch as well. We do recommend bookings for that.
And we're looking at your website right here, and it tells you everything. I mean, even pre-plans your Christmas holidays for you. Everything is right there. You can look up menu ideas as well, and just one of the delicious dishes that you serve there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's great to have you on the show. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I had a great time today.
Oh, I did too. So thank you for being here. Let's invite in my friends now as well. Rob and Michelle. This is Chris.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for
Great to
coming
meet you.
in.
Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
And,
After I saw the meat, of course, I went up and introduced myself to him right away.
Exactly. There's veggies there too, mister.
I know, I see them, and they look delicious.
They do.
They really do. We've got our email winner of the day today, and it goes to Derek. And we're asking people what they would like to change as far as our city goes. And Derek says that because Edmonton is so spread out and experiencing prosperity and growing pains, we should be investing in a public transit system that is the envy of North America. It is going to have to be impressive to get all the motorheads out of their precious vehicles.
Well, as Chris is pointing out, I mean, his restaurant is right behind the LRT extension, so that's going to be huge for you guys.
That's right. Yeah,
as well.
Perfect spot. This is the prize that we've got for you. It's a fantastic VTech game, a WizKid learning system. We've got the Jungle Book DVD and a couple of movie premiere passes as well.
Yeah, so
Wonderful.
congratulations to Derek who just got that. And thank you. Look at this. It's very delicious.
Beets, I love beets.
I
Not
love
enough
beets, too.
people that you do as well.
Yeah.
How important, Chris, is just the color when you're looking at something like that for you when you're preparing it?
Well, I think it's very important. I mean, you eat with your eyes before you eat with anything else, and especially the turnips. You know, blanching them in the turmeric, giving them that nice yellow color, and it imparts a little bit of flavor. I mean, you'll have to try it. I know you're not a veggie guy, but you'll have to try some of these.
I like to eat with a fork.
Excellent.
Mr. Hissler?
Thank you very much.
much.
Oh, it's a red letter day around here.
You see your
We're
eyes
here
open
every
already.
weekday morning from 6 to 10. We'll see you then. And happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah,